Hi, my name is John Rouse. I'm the Worldwide Business Development Manager for AWS. And joining me for today's webinar, using AI to automate content moderation and compliance with AWS services, is Nate Bachmeyer, Senior Solution Architect from AWS, as well as Uri Milanova, Director of AI and Data Science Software. Today, we're going to talk about creating safe online environments, protect your brand, and minimize moderation costs. First, we're going to take a look at user-generated content. Then Nate is going to show how to bring in AWS AI services together with a demo. Uri, our partner from SoftServe, is going to come in and talk about how they can help customers that have content moderation needs. And then we'll explain how do you get started? What are the next steps? During this session, please feel free to send any questions during the presentation, as we have experts in the background ready to help. So let's jump in. Modern web and mobile platforms fuel businesses and drive user engagement through social features. The daily volume of user-generated content, UGC, and third-party content has been increasing substantially in industries such as social media, social gaming, online forums, dating, matrimonial, and photo-sharing websites. In turn, customers need to review audio, image, video, and text content to ensure that their end users are not exposed to potentially inappropriate or offensive material, such as profanity, violence, drug use, adult products, nudity, or disturbing content. More than 86% of companies today use UGC as part of their marketing strategy. This diagram highlights that most modern businesses are heavily dependent on UGC, and that UGC's growth is outpacing human capacity, making content moderation inefficient, unnecessary, risky, and expensive. The UGC platform industry is growing at 26% compound annually growth rate and is expected to reach $10 billion by 2028. 79% of consumers' purchase decisions are influenced by UGC, and 80% of all web content is UGC. From images on social media to reviews of products, consumers are dominating the online space. From startups to enterprise customers, need to ensure that their end users are not exposed to potentially inappropriate or offensive material or disturbing content. Content moderation is fundamental in protecting online communities, their members, and members' personal information. There are strong business reasons to reconsider how your organization moderates content. Online community members expect safe and inclusive experiences where they can freely consume and contribute images, video, text, and audio. The ever-increasing volume, variety, and complexity of UGC makes traditional human moderation workflows challenging to scale to protect users. These limitations force customers into inefficient, expensive, reactive mitigation processes that carry an unnecessary risk of users and the business. The result is a poor, harmful, and non-inclusive community experience that disengages users, negatively impacts community and business objectives. Some statistics about user-generated content. Over 50% of people said they create content at least once daily, with 23% saying that they create more frequently, 2 to 5 times per day. More than 40% of respondents will disengage from a brand's community after as little as one exposure to toxic or fake UGC, while 45% say they will lose all trust in a brand. 70% of survey respondents stated that brands need to protect users from toxic content, and 78% said that it's a brand's responsibility to provide positive and welcoming online experience. What are customers doing to cope with cost, volume, and complexity tied to moderation? They're turning to AI, ML, and other technologies such as deep learning, DL, and natural language processing, NLP, to cope with the increase in volume, complexity, and the cost to moderate content accurately and efficiently. Customers in modern industries such as social media, fantasy sports, and gaming, and others on traditional verticals such as financial services and healthcare, and facing the same needs and issues. The goal is to improve safe online environment and reduce moderation costs. Gone are the days where consumers blindly accept content the way it's been traditionally served. Customers need to ensure that their end users are not exposed to potentially inappropriate or offensive material or disturbing content. The solution is scalable content moderation workflows that rely on artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning, ML, and deep learning, DL, and natural language processing, NLP technology. These constructs translate, transcribe, recognize, detect, mask, redact, and strategically bring human talent into moderation workflow to run the actions needed to keep users safe and engage while increasing accuracy and process efficiently and lowering operational costs. AWS content moderation AI services can be leveraged to streamline and automate your moderation workflows and lower operational costs in the process. Customers can fully manage image, video, text, and speech moderation APIs to proactively detect inappropriate, unwanted, or offensive content at scale and increase brand safety for you and your partners. Image moderation, you can detect explicit adult suggestive content in both image and videos. Video moderation, labels are organized in a hierarchical taxonomy that provides both top-level categories such as suggestive and nuanced second-level categories that identify the specific types of content, such as female swimwear or partial nudity. Using this information, you can create granular business rules for different geographies, target audiences, time of day, and so on. Text detection can be used for image and video to read text and then check it against your own list of prohibited words or phrases. If you want to further analyze text, you can use NLP. Audio moderation allows you to detect profanities or hate speech in videos. You can convert speech to text and then check it against similar lists. Startups, social media, gaming, and other industries must ensure their customers collaborate responsibly while keeping operational costs down. Businesses in the broadcasting and media industries often find it difficult to efficiently add ratings to content pieces and formats to comply with guidelines for different markets and audiences. Other organizations in financial and healthcare services find it challenging to protect personal, identifiable, and health information, PII and PHI, across internal and external environments and processes. Addressing your content moderation needs require a combination of computer vision, CV, and text and language transform, and other AI and ML capabilities to efficiently moderate the increasing flux of user-generated content and sensitive information. AWS's AI services for moderation and contextual insight and human-in-the-loop moderation can be leveraged to streamline and automate your image and video moderation workflows. Moderation across 1, 2, or more media types and data sources, plus the addition of AI insights such as sentiment, context, and human reviews to either guarantee very high levels of accuracy and to continue polishing your prediction models gives you a complete solution to solve the most pressing needs of the fastest growing UGC and compliance use cases. Adding AI insights and connections, moderation workflows with additional contextual information, human reviews, smaller sets of moderators to correct predictions or comply with specific business needs. So let's start with the social media use case. Social media with content moderation prevents your user exposure to inappropriate content on photo and video sharing platforms, such as gaming communities and dating applications. These protections increase community growth, session length, conversion metrics, and other responsible social media objectives and network matrix. This ensures that the content is not just appropriate, it also protects your audience from possible bullying or trolling by some irrational users, but also aligns with your branding and helps you achieve your overall business goals. Coffee Meets Bagel is a dating application that serves potential matches to over 1.5 million users daily. Their motto is quality over quantity because they focus on bringing a fun, safe, and quality dating experience that results in meaningful relationships. To deliver on these promises, every match they serve has to fulfill a strict set of criteria that their users request. Coffee Meets Bagel's solution identifies user-generated photos that need moderation and automatically reviews photo libraries of any scale to detect unsafe content and apply rules to meet geographic requirements. They were able to lower moderation costs by 72% through 97% less human involvement in moderation processes and lower time for photo approvals from hours to minutes. Like with most communities, gaming companies are developing positive play guidelines to help make sure your games and services are an enjoyable experience for all players. Prevent inappropriate content such as hate speech, profanity, or bullying within a game chat. Additionally, moderating user-generated values such as nicknames and profiles keeps gamers engaged and active and without motive to leave the game's ecosystem. Whether you're new to gaming or have been an active player for years, gaming companies need your help to make this a community where we all want to be part of. MobiSocial is a leading mobile software company focused on building social, networking, and gaming apps. The company develops Omelette Arcade, a global community where tens of millions of mobile gaming live streamers and esport players gather to share gameplay and meet new friends. MobiSocial's solution uses Amazon Recognition Moderation API. And they use a two-level hierarchical taxonomy to label categories of inappropriate or offensive content. They were able to reduce manual content moderation by 95%, increase accuracy and scalability of operations, and enabling their engineering resources to focus on core business areas. Content moderation is a process of moderating user-generated content such as e-commerce sites. Keep out illegal or controversial product listings that violate compliance policies that could incur both liability and buyers and sellers churn. It is the appropriate way to safeguard the brand's image and manage unwanted content. In simple terms, it's the process of reviewing, filtering the social media content, which is in form of comments, images, and etc. So you ingest product descriptions and listings from multiple markets, you detect content types, you moderate through pre-trained or custom models. Examples would be in the real estate, auto, or auction platforms. Within content moderation, the values are it improves search engine rankings. Proper content moderation improves your search rankings organically and helps businesses to flourish and gain a better online presence. Increase brand reputation, as well as help to understand target audience and scale promotion campaigns. 11th Street is an online shopping company. They're using content moderation to automate the review of images and videos. As part of 11th Street's interactive experience and to empower their community to express themselves, they have a feature where users can submit a photo or video review of the product that they have just purchased. Example, wearing the new makeup. To make sure that no images or videos contain content that is prohibited by their platform guidelines, they originally resorted to a manual content moderation. They quickly found that this was costly, error-prone, and not scalable. 11th Street solution now uses Amazon recognition moderation labels and video APIs to automate moderation of thousands of customer photo and video reviews daily. 11th Street now reviews more than 7,000 images and videos every day with higher quality, speed, and at a lower cost when compared to its initial manual moderation approach. Within advertising, content moderation helps avoid associations that increases the risk of public backlash due to unwanted association between your brand and ad or content within ads. Brand safety has become a major issue in the online media industry worldwide. Companies who value their brand should be concerned about what web pages their ads appear on and the next to what kind of content. Many advertisers assume that their brands are safe if they're running their online campaigns with a major media agency, a major media exchange or platform, or major network. In fact, brand safety should never be assumed. Many major media agencies place their advertiser ads in very bad media placement that can harm brand image and in some cases can be potentially lead to legal action. Flipboard is one of the world's first social magazines. Inspired by the beauty and ease of print media, the company's mission is to fundamentally improve how people discover, view, and share content across their social networks. Flipboard is a content recommendation platform that enables publisher, creators, and curators to share stories with readers to help them stay up to date on their passions and interests. On average, Flipboard processes approximately 90 million images per day. To maintain a safe and inclusive environment and to confirm that all images comply with platform guidelines at scale, it is crucial to implement a content moderation workflow using machine learning. However, building models for this system internally was labor-intensive and lacked the accuracy necessary to meet the high-quality standards Flipboard's users expect. This is where Amazon recognition became the right solution for their product. For the highly regulated industries, financial services, there's a need to detect and redact PII to ensure that sensitive user data remains private. Your customers can trust your platform and increase participation, investment, and referrals. Healthcare, there is a need to detect and redact PHI and other sensitive information to ensure that data remains private. Healthcare providers can remain compliant with HIPAA and other regulatories to avoid fines. Legal brief management, automate extraction of insight from packets on legal briefs, such as contracts and court records. Further secure your documents by identifying and redacting personally identifiable information, PII. Process financial documents. Classify and extract entities from financial services documents such as insurance claims or mortgage packages, or find relationships between financial events in a financial article. And an example would be to analyze support tickets, acknowledged articles to detect PII entities and redact the text from your index, the documents, and search solutions. After that, search solutions are free of PII entities and documents. Redacting PII entities help you protect privacy and comply with the local laws and regulations. Teradata Solutions software offers a robust alternative to secure information sharing in a world of ever-increasing compliance and privacy concerns. With its signature information and presentations and capabilities, Teradata's tools provide the users with a safe information and sharing environment. Addressing your content moderation needs requires a combination of computer vision, text, and language, transform, and other AI ML capabilities to efficiently moderate the increasing influx of user-generated content and sensitive information. AWS's AI services, Amazon Recognition, Amazon Transcribe, Amazon Comprehend, and Amazon Translate can be leveraged to streamline and automate your image and video moderation workflows. I'd like to hand it over to Nate to talk more about these services and solutions.
Let's examine how you can implement low-code workflows using AWS AI services and serverless technologies. You'll need scalable content moderation workflows that rely on artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing technologies. These technologies must support translation, transcription, recognition, entity detection, PII masking, compliance redaction, and strategically bring human talent into the moderation workflow. You run the actions as needed to keep your users safe and engaged while increasing accuracy, process efficiency, and lowering operational costs. You don't need expertise in ML to implement these workflows and can tailor these patterns to your specific business needs. AWS delivers these capabilities through fully managed services that remove complexity and undifferentiated heavy lifting without requiring a data science team. Let's review the 5 core AWS AI services that you'll need and how they integrate into a holistic solution. First, Amazon Recognition makes adding photo, image, and video analysis to your application easy using its API. The service can identify objects, people, text, scenes, and activities. Out of the box, it can also detect inappropriate content and return hierarchical, categorical labels like drugs and alcohol. Amazon Recognition also provides highly accurate facial analysis, face comparisons, and face search capabilities. For instance, liquor establishments do not want images of underage drinking on their forums. Next, Amazon Transcribed is an automatic speech recognition service that uses ML models to convert audio to text. With Amazon Transcribed, you can ingest audio files and real-time audio streams. The service produces easy-to-read transcripts, improves accuracy with language customizations, and filters content to ensure customer privacy. After converting the audio to text, you can analyze it further with other AWS services. Third, Amazon Translate is a text translation service that uses advanced ML technologies to provide high-quality translations on demand. Global customers expect to collaborate with social platforms in their native language. Meeting this expectation would be complex, except that you can use Amazon Translate to convert text to over 70 languages and variants in over 15 regions. It also supports profanity masking during the translation without requiring custom code. Fourth, Amazon Comprehend uses natural language processing to extract insights about the contents of a document or text. It develops insights by recognizing the entities, the key phrases, the language, and sentiment, among other common elements in a document. With Comprehend, your code focuses on using NLP results, not parsing text. You can run a real-time analysis for small workloads or start asynchronous analysis jobs for large document sets. You can use the pre-trained models that Amazon Comprehend provides or train your custom models for classification and entity recognition. Finally, Amazon Augmented AI makes building and managing human reviews for content moderation and ML workflows easy. You can specify that human reviewers only step in when a model cannot make a high confidence prediction or to audit the model on an ongoing basis. You can build content moderation workflows using cloud-first serverless components with low-code implementations. This approach removes the challenges of managing and scaling infrastructure and allows your DevOps team to focus on delighting your customers. Here you can see the standard reference architecture for implementing content moderation workflows for web and mobile applications. First, your solution ingests user-generated content through its front-end interface. Users expect this experience to be interactive and engaging. AWS Amplify is a set of purpose-built tools and features for building those full-stack experiences and integrating into AWS's breadth and depth. Typical integrations include capabilities like API management and content delivery networks. You can meet both requirements securely, economically, and at scale using services like Amazon API Gateway and Amazon CloudFront. Second, you need a place to stage that incoming content, and Amazon S3 comes into play here. S3 is our object storage service that can persist your images, audio, video, and rich text documents at virtually any scale. The 5 previously discussed AWS AI services directly support reading from an S3 bucket. Third, after staging the content, you can trigger asynchronous event-driven processing with services like Amazon EventBridge. EventBridge is a serverless event bus with advanced publisher-subscriber features for using events generated from your application and AWS services. Another powerful pattern is to combine Amazon API Gateway's service integrations with Amazon step functions. This combination lets you elastically execute state machines that reliably orchestrate distributed applications. Last year, we announced that step functions can now directly call over 9,000 AWS SDK APIs without any additional code. I recently published a blog containing prescriptive guidance for the next 3 steps. Stick around until the end of the presentation for the link. Fourth, moderating images requires detecting inappropriate, unwanted, or offensive content containing suggestiveness, violence, and other categories from pictures. Videos can reuse image moderation processes using a frame sampling procedure. Fourth, moderating images requires detecting inappropriate, unwanted, or offensive content containing suggestiveness, violence, and other categories from pictures. Videos can reuse image moderation processes by implementing a frame sampling procedure. After selecting the image or frame, use Amazon Recognition's built-in APIs to detect inappropriate content and read text that may be within the image. The APIs return bounding boxes for each entity found, reporting why it was flagged. Amazon Recognition also supports text detection written in English and 7 other languages. In addition, Amazon Recognition can quickly review millions of images or thousands of videos using ML and flag the subset of assets requiring further action. Pre-filtering helps provide comprehensive yet cost-efficient moderation coverage while reducing the content that human teams have to review. To moderate audio files, you must transcribe the file to text and then analyze it. This process has two variants depending on whether you're processing individual files synchronously or live audio streams asynchronously. Synchronous workflows are ideal for batch processing, where the caller receives one complete response. In contrast, audio streams require periodic sampling with multiple transcription results. Amazon Transcribe is an automatic speech recognition service that integrates into synchronous workflows by starting the transcription job and then periodically polling for the job's completion. Live audio streams need a different pattern that supports a real-time delivery model. Streaming can include pre-recorded media, such as movies, music, podcasts, or real-time media, such as live news broadcasts. You can transcribe audio chunks instantaneously using the streaming API over HTTP2 or WebSockets protocols. After you receive the transcription results, you can reuse existing plain text moderation workflows to assess the audio content. Next, you can use Amazon TextRec to extract handwritten text and data from scanned documents. You asynchronously begin an analysis report by specifying one or more Word documents or PDF documents. The analysis will discover pages, paragraphs, tables, and key value pairs within the document cohort. This contextually detailed information can power intelligent document processing pipelines that moderate and redact at specific field levels. For example, a health provider might redact patient names on every non-signature page. After running the moderation workflow, some data will report low confidence scores. For these situations, you can push that content into Amazon SageMaker Ground Truth and orchestrate data labeling jobs. Ground Truth supports private human workforces and crowdsourcing through Amazon Mechanical Turk. You can import that labeled data into services like Amazon Recognition and Comprehend to build custom entity and vocabulary detection models. This capability allows you to easily extend the previously discussed moderation workflows. Now, for many customers, they need something that's between a private workforce and the public Amazon Mechanical Turk. For these situations, you can leverage Amazon Ground Truth Plus, a turnkey solution for your data labeling needs. Lastly, as previously mentioned, Amazon A2I lets you define policies that bring human reviewers into the conversation as necessary. Next, I'm going to demo the Amazon Media to Cloud solution. You can download Media to Cloud from the Amazon Solution Library and deploy it into your account. The solution takes about 25 minutes to provide a complete website with capabilities to experiment with the core AWS AI services across audio, video, and rich text documents. I have already preloaded the solution with a few documents, so now let's see it in action. Today I'm going to be giving a quick demo of Media to Cloud. You can download this at the AWS Solutions Library. Once you're at this page, just scroll down and click Launch in AWS Console. Follow the guide and it will get this installed in your account in about 25 minutes. After installing this example, you should be able to log into a CloudFront web portal. From here, all you have to do is select a handful of example files, drop them over here, say Next, Next. From here, you can take and you can control all of the different AWS AI service parameters for extracting content from audio, video, or rich text documents. You can control things like what is the confidence, where you want to cut it off. You can have custom collections. And so a collection is a group of celebrities that are celebrities to you. These could be your classmates, they could be your coworkers, so on and so forth. You can specify that you want to extract text, but only from a section of images. If you have custom models, let's say, for example, that there's something in particular that you want to look for. Maybe it's your logo, maybe it's a competitor's logo, so on and so forth. Things that you just don't want side by side with your brand. Any of those types of things you can take and define as custom models. You can specify what are the frame rates that you want to sample if it's a video. How is it you want transcriptions to work? Let's say that the video contains audio. How do you want that to work? Should it auto-detect the language? Should you assume that it's French or Spanish? You can also provide custom vocabularies. And so let's say that you wanted to include your product names. You could specify those as unique terms so that they don't get messed up during the translation. Similarly, for Comprehend, our natural language processing service, you can specify that you're interested in sentiment analysis or key phrase detection. Once you've configured this, I'm just going to leave it with the defaults for right now. You simply say next and then click start. I'm going to pause it here. It only takes a couple of seconds to finish importing, but let's see what we get out of this. So the first example that I want to show you is a beer video. This is a video that I shot using my cell phone and an empty beer bottle. So when we click into it, what we can see is that these are all of the different operations that ran. Let's say that we're interested in the recognition labels. Let's turn these on. And hit play. And so initially, it says that there's nothing to see here. But as soon as we reach this piece right here, see, well, using the recognition APIs, it can determine that this is where we needed to moderate some content. We can see that these are the types of things that were flagged. Now, meanwhile, as it goes out of frame, at this point, so I've turned the bottle backwards. And at this point, it says that it is not confident enough that it's an alcoholic container, but it is still confident that this is a beverage and drink. And so this would be a really good place for something like augmented AI. And so with A to I, what you could do is you could say that this may be on the edge. I don't know if we should be moderating this. So let's actually hand this over to a human to do a deeper dive. And so once that human receives this video, through A to I, they would see this is the thing which is being flagged. As the human looks at it, they'll probably say, yeah, that looks like a beer bottle. And then whether or not that's appropriate depends on your particular situation. Now let's see what happens with the photos that we've imported. First, we can see that from the moderation that it is fairly confident that this is some sort of a drug product. Makes sense. It's got a marijuana logo on it. At a minimum, it's probably a tobacco product. The other thing that you can see from here is that Media to Cloud will tell you how long each of these operations took. And so for this particular one, about just a little under a second to moderate this image, which means that this is happening fast enough that you could have this as part of an interactive workflow. Now, let's say that you were going to upload some long movie. In that case, it's going to take longer, but for simple things like images and PDF documents, things like that, you should be looking at, single-digit seconds, even for massive documents. Now, for the last document that was uploaded, which was a movie poster. from here, you can very quickly and easily see that using the built-in APIs, it's able to determine that there are 4 people in here. It's able to start labeling that these are humans, they're wearing evening gowns, it's fashionable. And so what you can quickly see from this, and you should try this with your own data, is that you can start extracting out things which are relevant and things that are not relevant to your particular audience. In this particular case, it found that these 4 people are media celebrities. There's Sarah Jessica Parker. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you do not have to use media celebrities. You can use custom celebrity groups, which include your coworkers, friends, family, anything along those lines. Now, in this particular poster, it didn't find anything which needs to be moderated. But once again, we can come here and see that these operations are not exactly taking too long. They're about a second apiece, once again, which means that it's fast enough that you can start relying on these being part of interactive queries.
Thank you, Nate. So moderating and innovating with AWS partners. We can make content moderation easy, from free trials to POCs to all the way through production. We recommend that you start with a POC to test out the accuracy benefits that your business can see. So contact us to help find the right partner or explore the AWS Partner Network to get a POC running. Let AWS partners like SoftServe help you turn processes into competitive differentiations with unique and cost-efficient moderation solutions and integrations. SoftServe is a technology company specializing in consulting services and software development and an AWS partner. Now, I'd like to hand it over to Uri, who is the Director of AI and Data Science for SoftServe, to talk more about how they are working with customers today.
Thank you, John. Hello, everyone. My name is Yuri Melovanov. I'm a Director of AI and Data Science practice with SoftServe, a premier AWS partner specializing in applying cutting-edge technologies such as AI and machine learning to address complex business challenges across various industries, including media, retail, finance, healthcare, manufacturing, and energy. To illustrate how an AWS partner like SoftServe can help accelerate your AI journey, let's consider a typical build versus buy trade-off that many companies face when they're looking for a digital solution to their business problem. Regardless of the size of your company or your particular challenge, there are always plenty of off-the-shelf products that aim to address a specific business need or a niche on the market. Although those solutions can address many common problems out of the box, which means fast time to market, they are often limited in customization and integration capabilities. At the same time, the availability of new features depends on a particular product roadmap. Moreover, off-the-shelf solutions are available to everyone, which means they can provide your business with much competitive advantage. If your challenge goes beyond generic capabilities, or your problem is very specific to your business, or if you want to differentiate on the market by enabling unique to your business features and capabilities, you should instead consider building a solution in-house. This is where AWS partners like us can help you innovate and adopt new technologies while letting you focus on your core business practice and objectives. In addition to that, AWS provides a powerful cloud infrastructure that drastically accelerates AI experimentation, development, and the path from idea to production. The built-in AI services such as Amazon Recognition or Comprehend allow you to build your solution from building blocks and provide you with robust customization features. A great example is the Amazon Recognition Custom Labels service, which simplifies the training of custom computer vision models using your data. If you need to go beyond that, the AWS SageMaker platform can streamline your custom ML model development process and help scale your AI experiments in days instead of weeks or even months. Both scenarios allow you to easily integrate and augment your AI solution with a wide variety of the market-leading services provided by AWS Cloud ecosystem. To give you an example, let me tell you one of our success stories around content moderation in media. Our customer, the world's leading toy manufacturer, was looking for a way to enhance their social media platform by automating the manual processes of moderating user-generated content uploaded by the global community of their customers, who are primarily children. Their initial goal was to automate the most of the monotonous manual work while keeping the more complicated cases for human review. To approach this challenge, first we needed to facilitate the business requirement collection and frame out an AI problem. The questions that were important at this stage included: what are the key business drivers and priorities behind this problem? What type of content is considered to be inappropriate? What are the business implications of such content? What is the potential solution may look like? What data is needed and what data is available? What user personas will interact with the solution, and what are their pains and needs? Finally, it's important to raise the question of how would we measure the success of the solution. Once the problem was framed, the team could start collecting and analyzing the data, running ML experiments, and validating early results with the business. Thanks to AWS, the vast majority of the challenges were addressed by the built-in AWS services and APIs. That allowed us to deploy a pilot solution that is ready for production use in a matter of weeks. Using Amazon Recognition, we could detect human faces on images or real-time video streams and differentiate between kids' and adults' pictures. Since Amazon Recognition doesn't analyze the quality of the images, our team designed and trained a set of custom ML models on SageMaker that can identify different types of artifacts and defects on the photos and provide an overall image quality score. Finally, Amazon Augmented AI help us incorporate a human-in-the-loop aspect to continuously improve the solution with new knowledge and user feedback. While Amazon Recognition automated the filtration of high-confidence incidents, Augmented AI allowed subject matter experts to analyze edge cases that require further evaluation. All that helped our customer achieve automated human level of image understanding with over 90% of accuracy, reduce the cost of manual digital content moderation, and finally uncover new insights into the user-generated content on their platform. Now, let me show you what a typical AI customer journey with Saucer looks like. We start with the Rapid AI Assessment, our enablement service offering that helps accelerate AI adoption by collaboratively evaluating, ideating, and ultimately aligning your technology and business drivers with AI-enabled solutions. It allows identifying and prioritizing unique AI opportunities that will further drive success and innovation and reduce the risk of your AI investments. Once the challenges are identified, our in-house design thinking and rapid prototyping methodologies allows us to drastically reduce the uncertainty in AI development and accelerate its time to market. During this stage, our team focuses on the most critical components and features by validating the key hypotheses, assumptions, and design decisions that impact the feasibility and the success of your AI solution. Our iterative approach allows to gradually increase the complexity and fidelity of the solution, evolving a prototype into a full-fledged production AI system. But before exposing your AI solution to the end users, it is critical to set up a proper framework to measure the success and the business impact of the solution. Our proof of value methodology helps address this challenge at the early stages by designing a set of well-defined and measurable KPIs, metrics, and success criteria that resemble your business goals and priorities. While a data science team works on AI experiments and solution design, our MLOps and cloud engineering teams can focus on preparing the foundation for the future machine learning workloads, including setting up and configuring the required cloud infrastructure, building data pipelines and integrations, and automating the key machine learning operations and workflows. That enables fast production deployments even after first prototyping iterations, and automates continuous improvements with better models and new data when the solution is live. Finally, we also help our customers manage, maintain, and improve their AI solutions in production, allowing our customers to focus on their core business functions. All right, I hope you found this information insightful. If you are interested in learning more about SoftServe and what we can do to accelerate the innovation within your organization, feel free to reach out to AWS or contact me directly. Thank you very much. With that, back to you, John.
Yuri, thanks so much for sharing on how you can help our customers that have content moderation needs. So how do you get started? Try all of our moderation AI services at no cost and access developer guides, tutorials, GitHub repositories, use cases, webinars, getting started guides, pricing, and more for each of those services. AWS experts and solution architects can help you with additional information or resources needed to get you started. As mentioned before, contact us to help you find the right partner like SoftServe, or explore the AWS Partner Network to get a POC running today. Yuri, thank you so much for sharing on how you can help our customers with their content moderation needs. Again, thank you, Nate and Yuri, for joining me today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any additional questions or need help with your content moderation needs, either via email or LinkedIn. Also, you can find more information on this specific use case, content moderation, within aws.amazon.com, machine learning under ML use cases.